A historic series of storms is leaving scenes like this in several parts of Northern California. Neighborhoods flooded, people forced to evacuate.
And listen to this, northbound Highway 99 is closed from Turner Road to Ocampo Road because of flooding. There is no estimated time of reopening, and hundreds of people were forced to evacuate from a mobile home park near Ocampo tonight.
ABC 10's Luke Clary reports from San Joaquin County as neighbors rush to safety.
I'm here on Woodbridge Drive as it makes its way into Arbor Mobile Home Park, which now has essentially turned into a lake, and residents have been ordered to leave their homes. Their belongings in garbage bags. Neighbors flee their flooded homes at Arbor Mobile Home Park, some to stay with family.
My sister and my two little great nieces here.
Melody Moat says she's seen flooding before, but nothing like this.
Lost, scared. I'm just afraid that my car is going to get up to the point where it's going to do some damage, and that would be devastating for me.
Much of this nearby neighborhood in Ocampo flooded as well. The San Joaquin County OES says hundreds of people were evacuated from their homes in the area with the assistance of local first responders and the National Guard.
When they shut the pump off, our drainage stopped.
Kevin Straw says crews turned off the pumps draining his neighborhood because too much water was flowing on Highway 99. San Joaquin County OES confirmed there were times that pumps had to be turned off or moved to make sure the water flowing on the freeway was manageable.
Unfortunately, as much as we're pumping out, we're just seeing so much saturation around that area that water just continues to come in.
We've been working trying to keep the drains cleared and things moving. You know, we're not going to sit here and wait for help because, see, they're showing up now.
Showing up now, he says, when the damage is done. For the hundreds of people who've had to leave their homes, the waiting game begins.
Wait and see, that's all I can do. It's a waiting game before I can go back in. So thank God I got family though.
It's family that will help see them through. And for those who have had to evacuate and don't have a family to stay with, there is an emergency shelter right now at the Lodi Great Festival grounds. We're told that at least a dozen evacuees are staying there right now.
Oh, a devastating situation. Luke, thank you. Meanwhile, an evacuation warning is now in effect in Modesto tonight. Take a look at your screen. This is for people and businesses in the area shaded in yellow. It is all located along the Tuolumne River. And Monica, while the rain has stopped for now, the flooding concerns are not going away.
Right. We have our flood advisory in effect until tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. That's going to be right around the Ocampo area, around portions of Highway 99, including the Woodbridge Road off-ramp, where we're still seeing areas of flooding. That's just because of the deluge that we saw overnight last night into early this morning, with over an inch of rain through the northern San Joaquin Valley, over 2 inches of rain for Sonora. That was really the bullnose of that latest storm system to cycle on through, giving us record-setting rain for Stockton and Modesto for today. Taking it through the full 12-hour loop, look at the bulk of moisture just pushing its way through the northern San Joaquin Valley. And then later in the afternoon, we got a few isolated storms with an apparent funnel cloud out of Turlock. Thanks to Carly for submitting that in. And we also saw these Kelvin Helmholtz clouds. They're like wave clouds due to instability and shear. We got that into our ABC 10 weather force. So thanks for submitting those. Now, in terms of what happens even about a day after the big rain comes in, we have the outflow from the Sierra downhill into some of our rivers. We're still going to be below flood stage for the McCollum, but you can see a little bit of a rise there on Tuesday. So it's the delayed effect of all that rain and the accumulated effect coming down the hill. Tonight, we're seeing a lot less shower activity, although the mother lode and portions of the Sierra still a few scattered showers. But for the valley, we're starting to clear things out. Morning fog. It'll be a chilly start to the day, right around 40 degrees. Partly cloudy skies for the afternoon. And we're tracking yet another storm system on the way that hits us on Wednesday. More on that, plus the very cold overnight lows that are in the forecast ahead, guys.
A lot to cover, Monica. Thank you. We'll check back in shortly. Well, Governor Gov Newsom signed an executive order today. It will help with the emergency response to those back-to-back storms. And it comes as California also now has a major disaster declaration and a presidential emergency declaration to help in the response and recovery efforts across the state. Sacramento County qualifies for that extra help. We have seen levee breaks and flooding in homes and neighborhoods. And keep in mind, a tornado even touched down over the weekend. Meanwhile, some experts call today the saddest day of the year, Blue Monday as it's called. It marks a mental health low point after the holidays and gloomy conditions. So if you are feeling blue, you are not alone.
A Sacramento therapist says it is normal to feel a bit off when you're stuck inside. ABC 10's Roxanne Elias looks at ways that we can all overcome this challenging time.
Since the beginning of the year, we've seen rainy day after rainy day after rainy day.
It's been really stressful, causes anxiety not knowing what's going to happen next, if it is going to flood, like you said, our friends and family.
The wet and gloomy days are affecting the mental health of those forced to stay at home, and it makes it worse having a constant worry about the safety of their families.
The weather definitely does impact our moods when we look at places like Washington or Alaska, where they have sometimes 6 months of no light or rain nonstop. We do see a higher rate of depression and a higher rate of isolation.
Nursey Basulto Fuentes is a licensed marriage and family therapist in Sacramento. She says this happens because people can't go outside, and being humans of connection, you may feel disconnected.
It is definitely more stressful to keep all of the kids inside. I always say it's hardest to parent in weather. So, just not having our regular activities. School was canceled one day last week because of the storms, and so yeah, it's coming up with a lot of indoor activities.
You may notice the weather is impacting your mental health when you stop enjoying things you have in the past, or if you have a loss of motivation and even a spike in anger. But there's such a thing as taking a mental vacation.
I think we think, okay, so we're in a box now, we can't go anywhere, but we could even take little mini breaks, little mini vacations. And, we think Hawaii vacation, yes, that's great, don't get me wrong, but we don't always get that luxury. So even little mini vacations, like when was the last time I felt happy? Where was I?
She also says you can give yourself a break with self-care, such as a nice shower or bath. For Lalique Montesini, who loves the rain, she recommends you imagine seeing the rain for the first time.
Imagine seeing the rain for the first time. Imagine you've never seen it before and you're witnessing it for the first time, and try and find the beauty in either what you see or what you hear or what you smell. Like, tap into your senses, just experience it with a fresh set of eyes.
The therapist also shared a list of resources if you have more questions. You can find that at abc10.com/links.